Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have an awful rack, but this makes it fairly easy to deal with. I shall be changing. I can't think of any floater which would give me a playable word, which would be preferable to changing. I guess it would have to be a vowel, but I think the best I could manage would be something like blunt, which wouldn't score very much and would keep B and V, so I think changing, keeping R and T is the play. Well, opponent certainly does have some vowels. Just checking. Well, I have blent, 15 points, keeping BRV. I think that's worth doing, actually, because I'm blocking the board up. Opponent can't score very much off this double letter square above the A. I'm taking out the double lane. Blent only takes a Y in front. Yeah, so I think I will go with this. Wow, nice pickup. I have Bolivars in column 8. And, well, it's just a balanced rack, so a complete transformation from the initial rack. And opponent may well be drawn to the Z, which would be great because I'll get my bingo down. I've also got vibratos in row J. It's possible that both of those will be blocked. Do I have anything down from the Z? Well, it won't be a bingo. Great. Opponent leaves my spots alone. Now, I was thinking about vibratos. If that's good, it's blocked. Bolivars for 64. Pretty good pickup. Could be a 7 here. I don't think Pondlet is good. But that's the one I was thinking about. How about these floaters? What about the A? No. I would have a bingo through an I. Top lined is good. Doesn't begin with an I. How about the S? Well, Pondlets would play. I'm going to check that. I don't think it's good at all. Nope. Just wondering if I'm confusing it with an anagram which is good. Nice play by opponent. Doesn't really provide anything. Do I have a J play? Well, I do. I have Jold. Nice. Now, have I given up on bingoing? I think it's partly when you get one bingo down, there's a certain surge of hope that one might have a back-to-back bingo. Now, the A, I think, is the most useful, but I'm just not seeing a bingo through that. No. So, I have Jold for... Well, Jodell is going to score more. Jodell for 36. Not bad. Looks close to a bingo. It's balanced. If I don't have a bingo, I've got scoring tiles. Still got this floating S, which looks quite handy. Neither of my scoring tiles goes on this triple letter square. And the one next to OY isn't particularly useful because nothing goes in front of jar or die. So let me consider the floaters. I, not seeing anything. V, no. A, no. R. Gosh, that looks close to something. Not seeing it. And S I've already considered. So what about playing in column 10? Just to get value from F, B and W. So I could play Hent. Well, it would be nice to get rid of the U. Can I do that? So does Peanut play? Close. because O takes N and T and E. I would like to leave a decent rack leave here, so let me consider what else is available. Dip is good. So I could play putt. Quite a good 4-letter rack leave. Goes well with the S and the R. 25 points, not great, but not terrible either. Is there something better? No. Well, there could be, but I am going with this. What am I thinking about? ENU isn't good. So it would have to be PE, and I quite like the E. Gosh, I am burning time on this move, and it's really frustrating because this isn't the sort of move one wants to burn time on. So I could play Shapen. Wrecking the rack, but 30 points, pretty good. And although I'm providing 2 hotspots, there is one higher up. I still don't like that. That feels like it's too much. So let me think and see if I can find something better. And it's really P and U that I would like to play off. What about Prutar? That's 22 points. Yeah. Well, not a great pickup. No scoring tiles. Through a U, which I've just played, I would have Aurorian. No U played by opponent. So how can I sort this rack out? I don't really have particular expectations of scoring well with it. C doesn't take anything either side, so parallel plays there don't exist. What about a play through the I? Well, I'm certainly looking to play off A and O. Okay, not seeing anything. Let me consider playing above Prutar because this is a hot spot. Or below it. Wow. That's 26 points, keeping double A. Surely I can do better than that. So what about playing... Well, I'm thinking about playing Aura. Only 12 points, but a decent rack leave. And I'm not providing opponent with very much. Am I sacrificing too many points here compared with alternative options? So I could play that Aura and Ab for 10 points. Well, that's even worse. Okay, I'm going with this. So, bingo-y tiles, but duplicates. I have, well, it doesn't play, but I have Carrageen down through the C, and I don't think that has an anagram. Very few floaters on the board. 5 points difference in score, but opponents on turn, so pretty close game. Is there a 7 with this rack? Don't think so. What about this V? Not seeing anything. No bingo lanes in column 5, apart from ones ending 3 vowels, including an O, so that's very unlikely. So I could sort the rack out by playing GAE above Prutar. Well, that's been blocked. Tog takes an A and an E. So maybe I should play a long word here. I don't think this rack is worth preserving. Our reg is good. Well, let me first of all say that I can see genera on my rack. 26 points, still both blanks to come and more than half the bag gone, so that's definitely a good reason for turning over tiles. I can play a reg, 25. Not good, keeping a vowel heavy keep. What else can I play here? EAG. AGE. Well, no, I don't have Renage. I think I will go with genera. Just checking that the Z isn't still available for this E spot. So genera for 26. Well, I don't get one of the blanks. I do get scoring tiles, but also duplicates. And I'm not seeing a bingo with this rack. Through a C, I would have meta mixed, but the C is in the wrong spot. Genii, not a massive opportunity down the bottom here, and not one I can make much use of. I trail by 16. Now dim is good. Only 4 E's to come, but I could play mem, keeping Tate, and there is a floating E at the moment. If opponent bingos now, he may well be out of sight because there aren't many bingo lanes on this board. It's really the floaters in Fice and the S hook for Fice. Still 3 S's to come. And I wonder with opponent's play of Genii whether he was keeping something nice, because he was opening up row O. Now I hope I didn't miss a 7 with genera. 29 for opponent, nice score. So this is what I'm thinking of. Mem for 29. Should I be doing something else? Should I be opening the board up? Probably not, because I'm too far away from a bingo. I am going with this. Wow, not a good pick. But I guess there's quite a lot of horrible tiles still to come. Look at this, 3 U's, V, X, Y, Q, F. So probably not too many bingos in this game, just Bolivars at the moment. This triple letter square hasn't proved to be particularly useful. And maybe the I is preventing its use. So what am I going to do? I still trail by 16. Genii takes nothing. Do I have any extensions of Co? I don't think so. Well, I am looking to play off the W for score, and because it's non-bingo-y. Wow, opponent does bingo. And plays a blank. Now I was looking at this E above genera for my W, but I think the best I can do there is woe, 28 points. I'm just wondering if I should create new bingo lanes, because at the moment the only bingo lanes are through the D and E of deceives. If I play across from the E of deceives, I'll be creating 2 new lanes. So how can I do that? Chew it for 24. Let me check the remaining vowels. 11 out of 30. Okay, so the vowels on my rack are not a problem. There are a lot of yucky tiles out there, so I don't want to just go all out turning over tiles. This is a decent score. Is DWEEB good? No. Okay, then I think I will go with this. Wow, pretty good. I draw the second blank and the rest of the rack looks fairly promising. And there are bingo lanes, and opponent has left all bingo lanes open. So here we go. What do I have? I trail by 90. Any bingo would be good, but a high scoring one would be best. So, do I have anything ending in T? Don't think so. And at the moment I don't even have a back pocket bingo. Double D doesn't look great. I have drop head, which I think is good. Doesn't even get doubled. Diaphone is good. That doesn't fit. So I need to keep in mind D, E, I and T. 8 minutes on my clock. D, E, I and T. Nothing so far. Hop head as a 7. I don't think there are any 7-letter lanes. Now, D, E, I and T. What about the L? So asphodel through an S. Still 8 minutes on my clock. Gosh, the I looks interesting there. And this E might be my best chance of scoring well. I don't think aphonede is good. That's diaphone actually. That's apehood as a 7. So how about the R? That's quite a bingo-y tile. Head rope. Doesn't get doubled. Aphorized. Something wrong with that. No R. That would be asphodel. Not seeing anything with T or I. And it's I and E which are the most promising. Okay, well, I may have missed a ton. Frustrating if I have. So I've got drop head, and I've got head rope. Still 2 S's to come. 6 minutes on my clock and 18 tiles in the bag. What to do? The I would have to be in penultimate place, so the E is more likely. Let me just put the D down. Is there a play ending ED? Don't think so. What about a play ending head? No. Okay, so what was the play I saw in row C? Head rope. This feels terrible because it's providing so many scoring opportunities for opponent. But I guess with multiple opportunities, one of them may fall my way. I draw Q and U and S. So I have cheese in column 13 and head ropes. Gosh, all these vowels next to triple letter squares, but not an I amongst them. I can place my Q on this triple letter square above chew it. Well, let me see what cheese scores. 55 points. And opponent could play chin, but there's only one I out there, so he may not. And I trail by about 60, so quite useful to be able to score in this order. And if I play QUI, then I might be sacrificing about 20 points in score. Is that a sacrifice I want to make? Because the rack leave after cheese is pretty grim, GUID, with 2 U's to come, so I could just be facing misery for the rest of the game. So what do I have through here? Just quid. Rack leave isn't great apart from the S. And with 1 S to come, opponent could easily go here. He could play XIS. So I think I will play cheese. 4 minutes on my clock. Is there any massive Q spot I've overlooked elsewhere? No, I don't think so. Well, I draw the V, which isn't great, but the remaining tiles aren't fantastic either, and I draw the final S. Interesting. 3 tiles left. I trail by 50. So not looking particularly good. How do I maximise my chances of bingoing? Playing off VU or VO without taking out any bingo lanes. So is there anywhere for those tiles? VO or VU? Div is good, but I can't play anything down column 14. Gosh, I just can't see anywhere to play off the V. How frustrating. Well, vol. Okay, I think I am going to go with this. I think it's my only chance of winning is to bingo. And although VU might look better than VO, double O isn't massively better than OU. Well, my only hesitation is if there's a better spot for VO, but this is opening a bingo lane as well, so I'm going with this. So I have grounds, no 7-letter lane, and I trail by 80. Opponent empties the bag. Do I have a bingo through the I? This was actually a pretty good pickup. And I've got the L. 1 minute on my clock. Just checking that there isn't any 7-letter lane that I've missed. Don't think so. So I'm not optimistic about the I because I'm immediately thinking of ing words and nothing is coming to mind. What about the T? Not seeing anything. How about the L? No. Okay, so this hasn't worked out well. What do I have as a non-bingo-y play? Less than 1 minute on my clock. What about a play in row B? Well, I can play ungod in that spot for 34. And opponent not going out. But I don't think any 2-move out on my part would have been enough. I did need a bingo to win. So R and S, I've got 3. Anywhere better. 30 seconds on my clock. No, let me take that back and play Ers down here for 24. And the final score, 415 to me, 447 to my opponent, a winning margin of 32 points, so well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. Was there a win there? Now, opponent to go first, nice rack, plays Zoiel. And I thought about changing, and I went with Blent, and I still think that's fine. Not just on score and rack lead, but in terms of stopping opponent, getting a big score. And as you can see, he's got the J. He could have stuck it above this A. In fact, he could have played J-A-Y, so I'm happy with that. Opponent plays Jar. And now Bolivar's the only bingo, so I thought things had turned round, but my lead only 3 points. Opponent plays Zion. Phew, no missed bingo here. And I do play Jodel for 36. Opponent's rack. Plays Few. Well, no missed bingo here, but K5, I could have played PEH. And although the U isn't a great tile to keep, the N helps it. And I play Prutar for 22. Yeah, I think Pay probably a better play. Horrible rack for opponent, plays Feis. And I thought about Snorer, didn't like the rack leave, so I went with Aura for 12. Yeah, sacrificing 14 points to keep Reen rather than double A. Is that right? ORA, yeah. So is Reen 14 points better than double A? Well, double A is negative, probably about -5. And Reen is good, probably plus 7 or 8. So maybe there is a 13 or 14 point difference. It's not going to be a huge gap, so I'm happy with my play. Opponent struggling with eyes, plays Genii. Now, phew, I was just waiting for a 7-letter play to pop up. And Genera did score the most, although I could have played Enrage and avoided placing a vowel next to this triple letter square. Opponent's rack plays Co, and now I trail by about 40. And I play Mem for 29, which is fine. Great bingo by opponent. Deceives. And now I trail by nearly 90 points, and I'm not in good shape. Well, I don't like Koto keeping W, D and T. I went with Chewit for 24, and I like that, bearing in mind that the bag is vowel dry. Opponent's rack plays Far. And now, was there something better than Head Rope? Well, yes there was. Dope Head, C7. So there was a head word. Dope Head. Head Pond. Well, now you're straight back down into the 60s. So my play of Head Rope in the 60s, it's really these top 2 plays, and it's the same play with the blank in different spots. So the missed bingo is Dope Head, and that would have given me an extra 20 points. Opponent's rack plays Lady, and I play Cheese for 55. I could have played squidgy, d2. Yeah, quite nice. And probably worth doing. Or is it? Although the first bunch of tiles look pretty bingo-y here, if you're turning over 6 tiles, there's a huge chance you're going to draw one or more of U, U, V and X. But DGOU is such a ropey 4-letter set from a bingo perspective, then that maybe squidgy is the play. The S would be a floater available for a bingo, so I suspect not a huge amount between those plays. And I'm not sure if I'd seen squidgy, whether I would have played it. And look at this, 3 U's and a V were in the unseen pool. Opponent plays chin. And now I'm short on time and only 3 tiles in the bag, so I'm looking to play off a couple. All of these rack leaves are awful, and they go against the premise of maximising bingo prospects, so I'm still happy with my play. Opponent plays Vex, and now here we go. A bingo might not be enough, but was there a bingo? No, there wasn't, and Ungod looks best. Opponent's final rack plays 2-2. And now I have Urs for 24. So, jolly interesting game. Well done to my opponent who won by 30 points, and he made some good plays. Not very many bingos in the game, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. And I was pleased to get Bolivars down early on, and obviously head rope was suboptimal to dope head, but I think it's hard to conclude from that suboptimal bingo that my winning chances were massively impacted. But anyway, lots of interesting racks to consider, so many thanks to my opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.